our parents' generation grew up with, you buy your house, you build your house. So all of them think it's easy for us to buy a house. It isn't, not at all. Nowadays, our generation would more like only rent a house or a flat.
But are you guys planning to buy a house or not really?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But it's difficult. It's really difficult. Yeah.
It's very expensive in Germany nowadays to actually buy a house and everything around with that.
Renting a whole house is common in Canada.
面白いですね。
私の家が5部屋がある。
多いな。そうなんだ。
けど、安い小さい町が住んでいます。
Buying
a house is like 無理。
そう
ミレニアル buying a house is 絶対無理。
そうなんだ。
おや、家がありますけど、死んでの後で。That's how we get houses basically, is we just have to wait for our parents to give us houses because we can't afford them by ourselves.
He built the kitchen.
In Germany, it's a weird system. When you rent the kitchen separately, or you purchase the kitchen separately. Otherwise, you don't have a kitchen. So when we moved in, we had like a really small kitchen. It was basically like this. So we threw it away and then made a new one.
Wow.
She can sew, for example. She does her own clothing sometimes, or cosplay.
Oh, yeah, right.
DIY 大好き。
大好き。すごい。
Like sewing とか、コスプレを使うと、服と使うと、woodworking とか、building furniture とか、
すごい
painting とか、たくさんがある。
Are you guys like renting now, or I mean, you say renting, or do you guys have like your own house, or your parents?
Well, my parents own a house.
Okay.
Yeah, but we only renting a flat.
I see.
Yeah, my parents technically also have a house in Turkey, but they are gonna sell it probably.
Oh, why?
They want to open a restaurant in Germany.
That's nice. And okay, so which one is common, like having a house or renting a house? Which one is popular in Germany?
Depends on generation. Like our parents' generation grew up with, you buy your house, you build your house. So all of them think it's easy for us to buy a house. It isn't, not at all. So nowadays, our generation would more like only rent a house or a flat.
But are you guys planning to buy a house or not really? I mean, which one preferred?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But it's difficult. It's really difficult. Yeah.
It's very expensive in Germany nowadays to actually buy a house and everything around with that.
Yeah, same here too. Okay, ありがとうございます。Did you see any like Japanese house? Not has to be traditional, like Japanese house.
Inside or outside?
Outside. is
Yeah,
okay.
no,
Okay.
of course.
How was it? How did you feel about like Japanese? I mean, it's very different, I guess, from your house. Really?
It depends actually. Because in city in Tokyo, they're kind of similar to German houses. Yeah, like the modern German houses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
そうなんだ。I didn't know that. Interesting.
But older houses are much more different. Yeah.
True. Were you able to go inside or no inside? No. Maybe next time. Okay. Do you guys do like DIY? Do you know DIY?
Yeah.
Like do it yourself? Oh,
Yes, we do.
okay. Everyone do the DIY in Germany?
Yeah, we do.
So what did you do? Like, what have you done?
In Germany or here?
Of course, Germany.
Oh.
kitchen.
In Germany, it's a weird system. When you move to a different place, you rent the kitchen separately, or you purchase the kitchen separately. Otherwise, you don't have a kitchen. So when we moved in, we had like a really small kitchen. It was basically like this. Yeah, like you had something to wash your hands and 2 things to cook. So we threw it away and then made a new one.
Wow, professional.
Not professional, but it works.
So how did you learn about it? By yourself or maybe your parents taught you?
Tons of YouTube stories, definitely.
すごいね。Wow, that's good. How about you?
Well, I don't build a kitchen.
Yeah, I mean.
She can sew, for example. She does her own clothing sometimes, or cosplay.
Oh, yeah, right.
See, I don't think a lot of Japanese do like DIY stuff. If something get broken, we like, oh, we have to call a company, or we have to, basically we're gonna call a company. Hey, it's broken, hey, come fix me. Maybe because it's expensive, or do you guys like to do that kind of DIY?
I think both.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I was in charge, we always called someone, but we personally knew the people. Like the electric guy was an old friend of my mother.
Like no company, like old friends.
Yeah, actually, not really a company yet. It's like just small one-person business.
Okay.
But we try to save money together, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, and you had made the scale to. ありがとうございます。Okay.
お家についてちょっと聞きたくて、今カナダのお家は renting or like you have your own like house?
Both.
Both.
Renting a whole house is common in Canada. 全部の家、レンティングが普通。
へえ、面白いですね。
私の家が5部屋がある。
多いな。大きい。そうなんだ。
安い。私は小さい町が住んでいます。
その地方の方、ちょっと田舎の方だからちょっと安い。
ナイアガラフォールズの近くの小さい町。
なんかいいな。ちょっと絵本みたいで。ありがとうございます。Which one is common, like renting a house or buying a house? You said renting a house.
確かにね、buying a house is like 無理。ミレニアル buying a house is 絶対無理。
そうなんだ。
たくさんの人が実は私も親家がありますけど死んでの後でThat's how we get houses basically is we just have to wait for our parents to give us houses because we can't afford them by ourselves.
そんなに高いんだ。
That's very normal.
でもね、アメリカとかカナダとかやっぱオーストラリアとかあの辺は家賃が本当に高いですよね、日本と比べても。なるほど、ありがとうございます。Do you have any like impression from Japanese houses? I bet it's very different.
I've never been inside a Japanese house. Yeah, I've been in like mansion とか
そっか。
ハウスが I've never been 入ってません。
そっか。残念だ。また次 next time ありがとうございます。DIY? Do you guys do DIY? 私たちしない。大好き。すごい。どんな DIY をしたことがありますか
like sewing とか、コスプレを使うと、服と使うと、
服を作る。
woodworking とか、building furniture とか、
すごいね。
たくさんがある。
Like, how did you learn about it? Like, your parents?
私のばあさん。全部が教えて。
素敵。それはもう楽しんでやってます。それとも
楽しい。
So, so you're having fun with the thing, right? The DIY.
There was one time where I started sewing, making cosplays as a job, and then I started to hate it, so I stopped, and then I went back to liking it.
似合いそうだけど。でも、すごいamazing ね。Let's cosplay. ありがとうございます。